Hey ladies, welcome to Fruitfully Feminine. I'm Gabrielle and today I'm going to be talking about weekly disciplines. So for me, I know it's kind of hard to stay disciplined. It's hard to have a million things on your schedule and a million things to do and want to do and, you know, responsibilities, and you just want to work them in and also see friends and lots of other things. You may be wondering what I'm wearing. I'm wondering the same thing. I've had people tell me before, it's impossible, you can't do all those things and work and shower and get enough sleep and have time for friends once a week. You know, you can't do those things, and maybe even a Bible study thrown in there, and I'm here to tell you definitely can. How I make it work is with this list of weekly disciplines that I do, and I do every other week, so I do a week A and a week B. The week B is my payday week, so the Friday of week B is when I get paid. I do my grocery shopping and stuff the Monday of week A, and I do my meal planning and budgeting the week of week B. So that's kind of how I've divided it up, and I will show my everyday and just kind of disciplines that I do every single day, if that makes sense. So these are things that no matter what I have on my to-do list, no matter what's happening, I have to get these things done. I don't always, there are days when I'm out of town or I can't for some reason, but these are things that are almost always on my day, on my list. So for week A, I'll just start at Sunday, it's the top of the week. Church, of course, I have to do that. After church or any time, I guess, on the day of Sunday, I order my grocery list, and what that means is I just spend time and I order it however I either want to go through the store, or if I need to run to 2 stores, I order it by store. I just in some way order it so that it's a more efficient trip for me on the day. I usually order my list by the direction I go in the store. So produce first, freezer stuff last. Roundtable is a Bible study I'm a part of, and that is on Sunday nights. So that's kind of my Sundays. They're my easiest days because I do count them as days of rest. So church is a must. Ordering my grocery list is like nothing. And a Bible study is important. Mondays, head covering and prayer time is the start of all of my mornings, and it doesn't always happen. So if it doesn't happen in the morning, I do try to do it on my lunch break, because I almost never can do them when I get home. I have too many things. So if I somehow don't wake up or something happened in the morning and I just didn't have time, I will do it on my lunch break. But it's at the top of my day just so I can start my day with prayer and talking to my Father. I like to shower. I've always put it at the top of my list. I always shower at night. It's just too much. It's one more thing in the morning to do, and my hair doesn't look good after a shower, and I don't have time to let it dry and style it, and I don't like to blow dry. And anyway, long story short, I almost always shower at night. But then work is a must, of course. I go to work. Bible, that's almost always what I spend my lunch break doing, or right before bed. So Bible time is sometimes in the morning if I can get it in with my prayer time, but I like to spend a lot more time in prayer in the morning so that I'm starting my day with that, and then in the middle of the day I'm being fed and poured into. Piano, that's obvious. I try to practice piano. And then Emily, I always hang out with my friend Em on week A Mondays, and that's something that is really important to us, so we prioritize. So she's always Monday nights. And then grocery stores, almost always Mondays. The rest of my days are going to look similar, so I don't want to break each one down in depth like I have. Tuesdays, head covering, prayer, work, Bible. Tuesdays are actually my laundry days, so that means when I come home, I'm putting my clothes in the washer first thing, and then I make dinner, or I clean up, or I do something. I read my Bible if I haven't, and then I dry them, and then finish my clothes on Tuesday. I don't ever let laundry go over 2 days. I don't want to do that. I hate laundry. It's a chore I despise. So I make it on Tuesdays when I'm a little bit freer, just so that I can actually get it done, and I don't put my clothes in the washer and then go get them on Wednesday and then fold them on Thursday and finish them on Friday. I don't like dragging out laundry. I hate it. I have checked the mail in here. I don't actually check the mail as often as I should, but I will forget to check the mail if I don't write it on my discipline, so I write it every other day, even though I get mail like once a week. But it's there, and if I don't have time or don't want to, or it's like cold or something, I'll just push it off until the next 2 days, because I usually don't get enough to spend my time doing that. I hang out with my friend Jessa on Tuesdays. Wednesday, same story. Prayer, Bible, work, shower, and piano, but I also hang clothes. So I hate laundry so much that I don't want to overwhelm myself, because if I try to put it all on a Tuesday and I'm feeling unproductive or something, and I don't have it on my schedule to do Wednesday, what happens is I've already filled out my schedule and I had something to do, and then I don't have time to get to it, so then it's pushed off till Thursday. But by that point, it's been there for 2 days and I'm feeling really not motivated, and I hate laundry and I don't do it. As you see, it plagues me. So So yeah, I don't like to do laundry on the same day. I don't like to put my clothes away on the same day as I wash them. I just fold them when I get them out of the dryer, and then I'll hang them and fold them and put them away on a different day. There are a few Tuesdays when I feel like I had the Tuesday off. I'll feel really productive and I'll get home and I'll right away put them away. And those are always good because then Wednesday I cross that off the list. And that's been happening more frequently. I felt more motivated and been able to do that more. But if I'm hanging out with Jessa or another friend, I'm just not gonna have time to do them both. Thursdays, pray, work, classic, Bible, and then I call Maddie. That's my little sister. She, as you've seen some videos of her, but I try to call her and talk to her once a week. And so I'll call her after work, or if it's later in the night, I just try to keep up with her once a week. And Thursdays are my freest night, so I try to do that then. And check the mail piano. Fridays, again, it's a shower, Bible, prayer, work day. But then Fridays are my day to kind of rejuvenate from the week. So catch up on any voicemails, calls, emails, anything that I missed. Notes, I make notes in my phone, so I check those for anything that I might have written down. Meet with this person on this day 3 weeks out, but I forgot to put it in my planner. So I merge my notes in my planner, and then I also look through texts and my pictures to see if I can delete any and just stuff like that. And then I back it all up on my iCloud. So that's just a side thing that I do, just so I'm not stressed or overwhelmed with trying to keep up with that. Every Friday night I do babysit. I babysit on all other nights of the week too, but I don't have a regular one. Every single Friday I babysit, unless the kids are like throwing up, or I am. So every Friday I babysit, other nights of the week. Sometimes I do. Saturdays I of course do my prayer and Bible time, and I don't really work Saturdays anymore, so I'll check the mail, piano, and then Saturdays is when I try to get my sewing time in. If I have something to sew or I just want to sew, I try to sit down and do that on Saturdays. Then we go to week B, so this is now payday week. So everything switches, and my shower day is every other, so it works to have to do 2 different weeks. So I never shower, like I don't shower 2 Mondays in a row. I shower Monday and then anyway, you get the point. Sundays, I do church and roundtable, and I shower. Mondays are all the same, except for I meet with a different girl who also works best to do Monday nights, but since Emily and I are every other, I do Irene and I every other. Yeah. Tuesdays, exact same as last week, except for this is payday week, so this is meal plan week. So on Tuesdays, I like to do my meal plan in different steps, figure out what I'm gonna make for the week. I look at my pantry and I say, okay, I have a ton of tomato products, so I can make an Italian meal or I can make a Mexican meal. And then I kind of look and see what else I have, so I'm not spending a ton of money on groceries. I figure out what I want to make. I look at a cookbook and I get some ideas, or I know I have people I'm having over, so I'm looking at fancy recipes, stuff like that. Tuesdays, I'm just getting an idea of it. Wednesdays, again, it's the exact same thing. I read over those recipes to see if any of them, like I need 2 or 3 days to marinate something. And then I make my meal plan, which is where I write every single meal I'm gonna eat for the next 2 weeks, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I do that on the Wednesday before payday, starting with the Sunday. So in like 5 days. I write in if I have any special events or if someone invited me over. And I'm a planner. I like to plan ahead, and of course I do last minute stuff. Someone will invite me over for dinner and I had something I needed to make, and I'll just push it off and rearrange. I'm generally flexible. And Wednesday I also start my budget. I usually don't have time to do it since Wednesday I spend a lot of my free time meal planning. It does take about an hour or 2. So Wednesday, if I have time, I'll start my budget, but it's really basic. I'll just write down, like, in the next 2 weeks, what are some expenses I'm looking at? Or are they just normal? If it's just normal, I usually don't do anything Wednesday. Thursday, again, all the same things. I call my sister, I go to work, I spend time in the Word and prayer. But Thursday, I make my ingredient list. So I look at every single thing I'm making, and I look at every single thing I need, and I make a list. It doesn't matter if it's salt and pepper, I put it on the list, and I make that ingredient list. Sometimes it's like this long, sometimes it's this long. And I just make sure I have everything on that list. That is my grocery list. For now. We get our pay stubs on the Thursday before, so I will get my pay stub, I'll know exactly how much I'm making, and then I'll do my budget and figure out exactly where I can spend it, how I need to spend it. And so I finish, and sometimes even start and finish my budget on Thursday, because it's not, budgeting's takes like maybe 30-45 minutes if I'm really focused. Friday, all the same things. Again, classic, except on my lunch break I will go to the bank and I will sort out my money. So if I need If I put this much toward rent, I pull that out. If I need to pay someone back, I pull that out. If I need to make a call and pay my insurance, I do that over lunch. So Friday, I kind of figure out where all my money's going for the next 2 weeks and I put it there and solidify it so I don't over or underspend. Then Saturday is the exact same thing as week A, except I try to do my nails every other week. I haven't in a few months, as you can probably tell from my nails and videos. They're just plain, but I try to do them. Even if I'm doing them plain, I will just like file them or put oil on them so they grow well and they're healthy. Everything else is the same, except I actually check for ingredients. So I take that list and I look and see what I have and I cross it all off. So if it's like I needed 2 sticks of butter in the next 2 weeks, I have 5 crossed off. And then my list goes from like this to this usually. And then that's how I know going into week A, I order my list on Sunday, going back to the beginning, and start from there again. So that's how I do it. And now this is not all I do in a day. I do a lot more. I have other things. I have daily schedules too, and I might share that sometime. Those are a little more intensive. So I figured this was a good overview of like, I know I need a budget on Wednesdays, meal plan done by Thursdays, and like shower every other day. This is just kind of how I get that done, how I figure out when I want to do laundry, what I need. I'm not a mom, I don't have kids, I don't have a husband, so I can do this and it works with my schedule and that's what works for me. What works for you will be completely different, but I would urge you to have maybe every other week, and then it changes it up and it's a little fun. I always look forward to week B because of my paycheck, of course, but I really look forward to it because I love meal planning, I love budgeting. And then week A, I really look forward to because it's relaxing. I don't have like anything to do but laundry. And so that's nice to just have a solid week of nothing, I guess, where all the plans have been laid and I'm just kind of figuring them out. I'm doing the plans that I set. So I really enjoy this. Every day around 3 or 4, I make my schedule for the next day. So I merge this with my daily schedule and then I merge it with my planner, things that are, you know, someone wanted to meet with me for coffee. So I merge those all, see when I can get things done. Sometimes I really can't do my Bible time till night. And if I know that going into the day, then it makes me not fill up my night so that I can have Bible time, if that makes sense. So that's what works for me. I hope this helped. Maybe you see that how I can get everything done, how I can do all of my chores and meal plan and budget and still serve people and help out. I have days of freedom and I have ways I can do that. I don't know. Let me know if this doesn't make sense at all. I just thought maybe this would be helpful for those of you that hate planning. I love planning. I just kind of developed that because I wanted to make a weekly schedule, but I didn't want to shower on the same days or like double shower. And I didn't want to, my pay week was so much different than my off week, my not being paid week. So I was like, I should just make a week A and week B. And that's kind of how that happened. And then everything else just kind of fell into place. I used to have working out on here, but it can't be on my week A and week B schedule, so I have a different workout schedule. Like I said, I have a different daily schedule, things I try to get done in a day, and then there's chores that I try to get done in a month. So I have a lot of different schedules, but this is, I think, the most simple and easiest to like explain to someone and then for them to use an example. So let me know if it helped. Comment down below what your schedule is. Do you have something set up that really works for you? Do you want to try something new? Let me know what you're thinking. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the person that asked about it, even if it wasn't nice. I hope you have a wonderful day or week or month or whenever I see you again. Have a good one. Bye.